Hey guys, what's up?
I'm Trevor.
And I'm Sean.
And together we're Trawn.
And it's been a while since we've had anything up, and people are kind of asking, where are you, basically. So it's not a review, it's just a quick update, basically, let you guys know where we've been. Mainly it's just been scheduling conflicts that have been causing problems. I'm working full-time, of course, and Trevor has been, where have you been, Trevor?
I've been school.
Yes. Trevor, as may come as a surprise to some of you, ended up leaving high school early due to some issues with homophobic bullying, of all things. As if that should be an issue in the 21st century, seriously. But
yeah,
anyway.
Well, it is what it is.
But, yeah. And it started to really start to affect his state of mind. Of course, it was really getting horrible when the school was doing nothing about it, so it was actually becoming riskier to remain than it was to leave. So of course, naturally, that was never meant to be permanent. Obviously, high school is important, so Trevor's going back and doing an adult basic education course to get that diploma and open those doors back up again. Between those two, however, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm done until September, though.
Yep, so that part of the scheduling conflict now is temporarily fixed, and hopefully by September, when Trevor starts up again, we'll have something set up that we can actually work around the two and start getting more regular updates year-round instead of just in the summer.
As you can see, we still vape. We never went back to smoking.
My vapor's on charge, though, so I'm borrowing Trevor's old Elite 40 watt TC until mine is finished charging. The one we have to do a review of, too, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
But, of course, between those two, that could have created a lot of scheduling conflicts because I do shift work, which, of course, is all over the place. Another big issue, of course, has been cost. We've been kind of just having to go with the lowest cost options, a lot of which we've already reviewed. So, you know, hopefully that will be resolved now. Pretty much my days off, we can do reviews, get them out to you. Another thing we figured we'd update you on is a slight change that will be occurring.
Why are you looking that way? The camera's that way.
And because I'm making sure I tend to steamroll over Trevor. That's one thing that that big change is going to be occurring. I'm going to be giving Trevor more opportunities to talk. So when I'm looking to Trevor, I'm making sure he doesn't want to interject and say something, because I've noticed in watching our videos in the past, he'll be trying to interject something about the product or about his opinion on the product or something, and I'll just kind of just keep talking, and he doesn't really get a chance to get a word in edgewise, which is unfortunate, because when he does, it tends to actually be really useful information.
Not really.
Oh, it has been. And so that's one thing that will be changing. Another thing that's going to change is the fact that up till now, the majority of our flavor reviews have been first impressions, and we will still be doing some first impressions, but we're going to try and phase that out a bit because of another issue we had, which is basically the fact that we're on a very tight budget. A lot of the times that all we had, of course, was the juice that we had there for review, and there were times that we were like, oh, we've got to do a review soon because we're almost out of e-juice. There were times when we were really running short, and we just don't want that to happen. That's the personal reason. There's another reason to do it, of course, which is more important for you and hopefully beneficial to you, and that's the fact that we've noticed some juices, of course, just taste better in a dripper than a tank, or vice versa, and we'd like to be able to state that. Of course, if all we've done is the dripping, then of course we don't have that information. If you go through our history, I can't remember which flavor exactly. I know one flavor we actually did an addendum. The cotton candy one?
No, that was something about juicy e-juice, I believe, or something. I can't remember.
Anyway, one of them actually we actually did an addendum, and even mentioned that even though the initial review was somewhat negative, once we put it in a tank, oh gee, this actually tastes pretty good. So that's another thing that's going to be changing, is there are going to be less first impressions and more comparison you know, our recommendation from time to time will be added in there, whether we recommend this for a dripper or a tank. Not based on the VG-PG ratio, which is most people will just look at, but rather which one it actually tastes better in. Because even though we're not entirely certain on the science behind it, there is actually a difference, with some juices anyway, in the flavor regarding what you actually put it in.
Also, we've also been doing. We've actually found another way to save money and more money towards for reviews. We're actually DIYing our juice.
Yeah.
In fact, I got one of my favorite flavors here. Hold on a second. Two of my favorite flavors. There's this local company here called Vape City.
Yep, they actually do ship across the country, by the way.
That sells DIY, and this is one of my favorite that we mixed up. This is we call it Trawn's chocolate
Chocolate-coated caramel.
Trawn's chocolate coated caramel. So what it consists of is 80-20 VG blend. Was it 15% of chocolate, I believe, and 5% of
No, 15 caramel and 5% double chocolate clear.
Yep, and that's what we've been using. This is another one. This is we also do crappy labels. Trawn's sweet jackfruit.
Yep.
Um,
Basically just jackfruit and sweetener. I forget the exact ratios, but also 80-20
It's a lot cheaper to
DIY. But I will caution, if you do get into DIYing, we will be doing some videos on that topic too, by the way. Some recipes we found really good, that sort of thing. That's another change that will be coming in future. But if you do get into DIYing, regardless of whether or not you use our recipes or something else, please, if you're going to be doing it and you're actually adding nicotine, wear gloves. I don't know how many people who watch our videos are fans of a show called CSI, but I've actually, if I remember correctly, this is actually based in fact, by the way. This can actually happen. Nicotine was actually used as a murder weapon. I've mentioned before, I believe in one of our reviews actually, it is possible to overdose on this. Keep in mind, if you're actually looking at something like the nicotine concentrate, it's not harmful in this. People say, you know, don't get this in your skin, blah, blah, blah. This is very diluted. Even the maximum you can get in stores, which I believe here in Newfoundland is something like 24? Yeah, 24 milligrams per milliliter. Even the maximum you can get in stores here in Newfoundland, you get that in your skin, no big deal. When you more than quadruple that to 100 milligrams per milliliter, which is what we're using right now, that's a whole other ball game. Please don't get on your skin. Wear gloves. It could make you very sick. Like I said, it was literally used as a murder weapon. Actually, if I remember correctly, she put it inside of a condom.
Wow.
You know.
And also, I've
with a
heard of
smile on
something
his
that
face.
somebody told us is probably bullcrap, but apparently it also could be like if you put it in somebody's coffee.
Oh,
Or
no,
something like
that's, yeah, let's not give tips on murder now.
But
I just brought up something from a fictional TV series that could theoretically work. But the point is, it can be dangerous, so when DIYing, wear gloves while handling the nicotine at the very least, just to make sure. Once it's in there and it's diluted, fine, no problem. But while you're still handling the pure concentrate, just be sensible.
You could probably, like the flavoring, if you got that on your skin, it wouldn't bug you, or if you got VG or PG on your skin, it wouldn't bug you.
I mean, literally every other ingredient, if you drank it, it wouldn't cause much of a
But
problem.
don't, just in case.
No,
Just don't.
The PG might cause some muscle cramps, that's about it.
Anyway, so
But yeah, other than that, like I said, DIY, or like Trevor said, I should say, is DIYing is a great way to save money. It's how we've been kind of cutting our budget back. And you can actually come up with some pretty fantastic stuff. It's not as easy or convenient as just going out and buying a bottle of e-juice. And of course, you know, you're going to find flavors at your local stores that, you know, oh, I love this flavor. There's no way I'm going to be able to mimic this, so I'm just going to keep buying it. Obviously, by all means, go for it. We plan to, whenever we can afford it. But, you know, it's just a way to kind of stretch things out a bit.
anyway, yeah.
So, a couple of, like I said, a couple of things changing. I'm going to be giving Trevor a chance to talk more often.
The next video should probably be a review of the unboxing that we did before this video.
Yeah, a review of the mod that we unboxed. So, perfect example. I just let him talk. I'm getting better. But just one review.
Really annoying sometimes. What?
I'll be letting Trevor talk more often. We will be doing more, not so much first impressions, but hopefully a more in-depth review as a result of some e-juices. And we will be throwing in some things regarding DIY. Not as frequently, because we don't want that really to become our main focus, but it is something that I think that a lot of our viewers will really enjoy.
I got another quick tip to tell you. This is not really related, but it's a vaping tip. The Crown tank, which is what I'm using, all the coils, besides the NI200 coils, are stainless steel. So therefore, you can vape it on stainless steel compatible mods. Clearly, I got mine on stainless steel. This is the 0.25 Crown tank coil. And another thing, you could probably vape it up to about 120. I got mine at 100 watts and at 300 degrees Celsius. You can also vape stainless steel on power mode, but I find it better on a temperature control mode. That's just a quick tip. Even though on the back of the coil box, for instance, it says 0.25, 0.5, so on and so forth, and then it says temperature control, NI200, all of them are essentially temperature control. They all use 316L temperature control coil, all 316L coils. And yeah, good tank. It literally goes through juice just as fast as the dripper does, but it looks like we're running out of time. So
Yep, we are running out of time, but of course, as you can clearly see why I want to let Trevor talk. Useful tips there. So, in the meantime, a quick update done. This is Trawn.
out.